Hello, I'm Joel Jackson. Welcome to the Blue Meatball. Today I will be reviewing the presidential debate last night. And in honor of President Obama, I'm not wearing any pants because the emperor has no clothes. The mainstream media has mollycoddled President Obama from the day he started running for office. Even when he was running against fellow Democrats like Hillary Clinton, John Edwards, they couldn't help but baby him along. In the debates with Clinton was the toughest he has ever been questioned until last night. He had no practice, no real world experience being challenged on his views and his policies and the crazy, nutty stuff he says. So mainstream media, while you were trying to baby him and push him along to victory, you ended up hurting him in the end. Now today Barack Obama's out on the campaign trail and he's got witty comebacks. You know, like when somebody insults you and you walk away and you're like, I should have said something. Think about it that night and you wake up in the morning and, oh, I know what I should have said. That's what Obama's doing today. Except he's saying things like, well, who was this Mitt Romney that showed up last night? That's not the Mitt Romney I know. That's because Barack Obama has made a straw Mitt Romney. The straw man Mitt Romney has all these radical ideas that don't work, that aren't true conservatism, that aren't what the American people believe in, aren't what Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan stand for. And then the mainstream media says, yeah, that's it, that's Mitt Romney. I recognize it. That's Mitt Romney for sure. And then, live on national TV, on all the networks, all the news channels, we get to see the new or the real Mitt Romney, and the mainstream media can't jump in and edit it and change the words on the bottom, and manipulate this and manipulate that, and they can't talk over him, they can't cut him off. And I guarantee the Obama administration right now is lobbying for more control in the debates, more structure, because they need the mainstream media moderators to jump in and say, oh, yeah, you're over time, Mr. Romney, and then they can ask leading questions with statistics put in them to help Obama remember, oh, yeah, that's a statistic I can manipulate. That way he can pick up on their signals, and the mainstream media will keep pushing him up the hill. It ain't going to work. America's seeing the real Mitt Romney now. Now, when I was raised, I was told not to believe anything you hear and only believe half of what you see. So let's see if I can get my calculator app out here and figure that out. If I'm only supposed to believe half of what I see, nothing that I hear, carry the two, we shouldn't believe what Barack Obama says on the campaign trail. Because it's off a teleprompter, it's filtered by the mainstream media, and as we saw last night, it's just half-truths and lies and miscarriages of the facts. Now, if we divide by 2, we should only believe half of what you see. You can believe what you saw with Mitt Romney last night, but you can't believe anything you see with the president. Now, fact checkers are going nuts today. You got this wrong, you got that wrong. Here's a favorite trick of mine. When I'm discussing politics or some other issue with somebody, I like to pull on the statistics just like anybody else does. But Sigmund Freud has wrote papers on the fact that the human mind will sometimes replace information such as a number or a name or a word in your mind for some unknown reason you can't recall it. So, for instance, there are 2 statistics out. One, that Senator John Tester of Montana supported Barack Obama 95% of the time. One says he supported him 97% of the time. So when I quote that, I use the 95%. And this is great. Because when the liberals go, I'm going to Google that. I'm going to Google that right now. He's wrong. Yep, 95%. Hey, uh-oh. They got the link that said 97%, so it was worse than I said. Or they get the one that says 95% and I was right. Either way, they're twooed. So either you're right or it was worse than you said. That's how I like to quote those statistics. Now, Obama brought up some stuff last night that just shocked me. Like the budget? Whoa. It's been over 1,200 days without a budget. The only bipartisan legislation Barack Obama has ever had was his own budget, which was voted down at least 81-0. I believe it was 91-0. Now you see what I did there. It's 1,254 days, but I said 1,200 because I'm not sure of the exact number. And because that Freudian trick in my mind, I don't remember if it was 91 for sure, I say 81. I go 10 lower that way. When they Google it, but see, I use Yahoo search because until Google tells me that Elevation Sickness Gore is no longer on their board of directors, I will not be Googling anything, thank you. But I do use a droid, because out here in red state country, Apple don't work. But anyway, Mitt Romney, he punched Obama with the facts, and Obama had no counterpunches. I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, oh man, he's got to hit back. And then all of a sudden I looked up and it was 67 minutes into the debate. And I was like, oh my God, he didn't show up tonight. Obama did not show up. He had never been challenged like that. And he had no facts to stand on, no accomplishments to stand on. We've got Obamacare, death panel, no budget, $16 trillion in debt, 43 months of 8% or higher unemployment. Gas has doubled. The average household income has gone down $3,000 to $5,000, depending on the source you check. It's disgusting, America. How could you think of re-electing someone like that? There's a reason Obama was owned in the debate last night. He has no record to defend. My favorite line last night was I need a new accountant line. Now, today Barack Obama's trying to spin that. Oh, and then, no, it's tax breaks for corporations that outsource. That's not what he said at the debate. Barack Obama specifically said there was a tax break for moving your company overseas. And that is not true. Sorry, President. Anyway, the mainstream media has babysat and spoiled Obama, and now he's just a kicking and screaming baby. And do yourself a favor. Look it up on YouTube at the real video that the mainstream media has squashed for the last 4 years about what he really thinks about race in America, what he really thinks about you, his true beliefs, and his new accent. And he stands behind Jeremiah Wright, the black liberation theology preacher. God bless America. No, no, no. God damn America. Is that what you believe? Wake up. This has been LeBlue Meatball. And no, I will not show you my underwear. Thanks for watching.